I'm sure everyone has felt anxious before. It's a normal emotion. Maybe before giving a speech, or maybe before going to the dentist, you feel that uneasiness of what's going to happen. It seems like everyone uses the term anxiety or anxious when talking about a particular situation, when they have felt stressed out. People throw the word around loosely, while others have actually been diagnosed with general anxiety disorder. Anxiety can be very disruptive and crippling to a person's life. I'm going to discuss facts about anxiety disorder, what it is, the symptoms of it, and how it is treated. What is general anxiety disorder? General anxiety disorder is a mood disorder that is characterized by multiple or nonspecific worries. The fear associated with general anxiety disorder interferes with a person's ability to sleep, think, or function in some other way. The symptoms therefore include emotional or behavioral symptoms, as well as ways of people thinking their responses to feeling is one that is in danger. People with symptoms of general anxiety disorder tend to always expect disaster and can't stop worrying about health, money, families, work, or school. Daily life becomes a constant state of worry and fear and dread. Eventually, the anxiety so dominates the person's thinking that it interferes with daily functioning, including work, school, social activities, and even relationships. About 4 million adult Americans suffer from general anxiety disorder. It most often begins in childhood or adolescence, but can even develop in adulthood. It is more common in women than it is in men. Now I'm going to talk about the symptoms of general anxiety disorder. General anxiety disorder affects the way a person thinks, but the anxiety can also lead to physical symptoms as well. Some of the symptoms can include excessive ongoing worry and tension, an unrealistic view of problems, restlessness or a feeling of being edgy, irritability, muscle tension, headaches, sweating, difficulty concentrating, nausea, the need to go to the bathroom frequently, tiredness, trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, trembling, and being easily startled. What are the causes of general anxiety disorder? The exact cause of it is not fully known, but there are a number of factors, including genetics, brain chemistry, and environmental stresses that can contribute to its development. As far as genetics, some research suggests that family history plays a part in increasing the likelihood that a person will develop general anxiety disorder. It's usually passed on from family to family. Brain chemistry. General anxiety disorder has been associated with abnormal levels of certain neurotransmitters in the brain. Neurotransmitters are special chemical messengers that move information from nerve cell to nerve cell. If the neurotransmitters are out of balance, messages cannot get to the brain properly. This can alter the way the brain reacts in certain situations, leading to anxiety. Environmental factors. Trauma and stressful events such as abuse, the death of a loved one, divorce, changing jobs, or schools may lead to general anxiety disorder. And general anxiety disorder may also become worse during periods of stress. The use and withdrawal from addictive substances such as alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, they also worsen anxiety. What treatments are offered for general anxiety disorder? The two main treatments for general anxiety disorder are medication and psychotherapy. People also can benefit from the combination of the two. There's antidepressants. These medications influence the activity of brain chemicals thought to play a role in anxiety disorders. Examples of antidepressants used to treat general anxiety disorder include Paxil, Zoloft, or Effexor. And there's also Busoprin, which is anti-anxiety medication that may be used on an ongoing basis. As with most antidepressants, it usually takes several weeks before it becomes fully effective. Then there's also benzos. In limited circumstances, your doctor may prescribe one of the sedatives for short-term relief of anxiety symptoms. An example of this would be Xanax. And then there's psychotherapy, also known as therapy or psychological counseling. And this involves working out underlying life stresses and concerns and making behavioral changes. It can become a very effective treatment for anxiety. And then there's also self-help. This is a method that's often overlooked by medical professionals because none of them are very involved in it. Many support groups exist within communities throughout the world which are devoted to helping individuals with this disorder share their common experience of fear and anxiety. It is normal to feel anxious from time to time, especially if your life is stressful. However, severe ongoing anxiety that interferes with day-to-day activities may be a sign of general anxiety disorder. General anxiety disorder is more common than most people think. It is a debilitating disorder that can affect a person's life in many negative ways. The good news is that there is treatment available and no one has to live in a constant state of worrying or irrational fears. If you or anyone you know suffers from this, they need to know they're not alone, and it is possible to get over the disorder. I think using medications as a treatment is a good way to start out. However, I think the best solution is psychotherapy because you want to get to the root of the problem. The problem can't be fixed unless the problem is known. Does anybody have any questions?
Nope. I think Danielle did a great job in her speech. Section 1, the introduction, she definitely caught my attention right away. It was a clear thesis, and she had great direction throughout the presentation. The body, it was presented very clear. There were smooth transitions between ideas. She gave good, relevant examples, and her PowerPoint was a great, effective visual. The conclusion was great. She reviewed her main points. She asked if I had any questions. She spoke clear throughout the entire presentation. She spoke with a good tempo, not too fast, not too slow. She was organized and control. And the presentation, I believe, was right over 6 minutes. So she was under 7 minutes, so that was good. And she definitely achieved her goal and her purpose and presentation on anxiety. Yeah, she did a great job. That's about it.